this story has just kind of just created a whirlwind. Let's just cut to the chase. We have new details surrounding Makayla's death. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Makayla was killed, and she was killed in Meave, as a place in Oklahoma, and she was killed there. They found her body. Her cousin found her body wrapped up in a blanket, tossed into a ravine. So when this case came out, it's just been galvanized me, because I'm like, how can somebody do this to someone's life? I mean, just kind of just forget about them. And then I heard that the husband, they interviewed the husband, and the husband's name is Frank. The husband said that they had an open relationship and stuff of that nature. So for those who did not know, the husband name is Frank Byers. He was on Fox 25. He gave an interview yesterday. Just for the spirit of transparency, I had invited him on to see if he can tell his side of the story and kind of cover up some holes, because I watched his video last night and it actually added more questions for me. So Makayla was 30 years old, and she is the mother of 6 kids. From my understanding, she has 2 that were adopted, 2 older kids that are adopted. I guess they're grown now. And Frank had 4 kids. So the new details that were surrounding the case today actually came out today on News 9 out of Oklahoma City. Basically, let's just cut to the chase. It just says that, I'm reading from my other phone here, it says that they had a new search warrant, and court findings found that they stayed in 2 separate tiny homes. We knew that, right? They said inside Makayla's home, documents show investigators discovered blood, and a .22 caliber shell casings. There was 2 shell casings that was up under her bed. Okay. And they also said that according to the sheriff report, investigators recovered a .22 caliber rifle from Frank, which is Makayla's husband's home, that appeared to be recently fired. Okay. The latest filings also show the investigators also collected a pair of bloody work boots. That's what it says. Also, it goes and says that following Makayla's disappearance, the record showed 2 phones were used to make calls from her phone number. It said that the investigators recovered those phones in her husband's bedroom dresser. So at this point, the husband said that he is not a suspect. We have to respect that at that time. But these new allegations that is coming out are kind of very damning. Okay. And I'm not ready to throw stones. I just want whoever killed Makayla to be captured. What the husband said last night, and I just reiterate to you guys, he said that he continued with the story. He said that Makayla had a date, and it was her first date, and he took her, he was walking her out, and he asked her where she was going. And he said, Makayla said, that's none of your business. Open relationship. And she said, that's none of your business. That's what she said. And he said that was the last time he saw her. There's other reports that they have not pinged her phone beyond her house. There's reports from different news articles said they didn't ping her phone. I also went to the mom's side, Makayla's side. Her son made a post saying that she spoke to him about their getting a divorce, and that he was saying how Makayla was just such a beautiful person, and how she always wanted him to do the best and always wanted him to do all those things, and she was a very strong-willed individual. So the open relationship thing right now is really, what's up, Alyssa, is really kind of questionable at best, because I'm trying to figure out how is it that a person can have an open relationship Because typically, if you're in a polyamorous situation, everyone knows about it, right? Well, at least the both partners. And they have rules, they have boundaries, they have things that they agree upon. So in a polyamorous situation, it's like, for her to say it's none of your business says to me that there was a major form of tension. And one of the questions that is not being answered for me is, what caused Makayla to move out the house first? Or did she move out the house? Because they both were staying in two separate homes. I did some investigation and I found out that Makayla and her husband, Frank, were married June 2022, which is last year, okay? I also found out that Frank was divorced from another woman, I won't mention her name. He got divorced in 2020. I don't know if they're all of his kids or not, but that's 2 years, and it's in Cleveland County, so it's open records, so you guys can check it out if you want to. So they got married, and you know, the problem I'm having with this case is simply this: is there's no evidence at this time that Makayla had another person. There has not been a sketch of another person. There has not been, and I was looking for it. Where is the sketch of some type of drawing or anything of that nature? Debbie, you said that there are protective orders. There are 2 previous protective orders from previous wife, but I don't know. It's hard to read that. So there are 2 protective orders. You guys can go and look at it. From that was with the previous wife, but it was dealing with DHS and some kids, but he was the plaintiff. So that lets me to believe that he was the one that was processing that. So that hopefully that answers your question too about the protective orders. But it's troubling me because what he said last night on Fox 25, he said that he immediately, the next day when she did not show up at her parents' restaurant, he filed for a missing persons report. So that stuck with me a lot because, and just go with me for a minute. If a person goes out on a date, is that normal they don't come back home to immediately file for a missing person? Can you just assume that maybe they overslept, or maybe they just got drunk, or maybe they tired? You immediately file for a missing person, and that's puzzling to me. I'm not saying that it's not normal. That just puzzles me for him to file an immediate missing persons report. That's one of the questions I have, and another question I have is why were there shell casings up under Makayla's bed? Also, this is another thing I forgot to mention, that the medical examiner report came out and it said that Makayla was shot twice in the head. Shot twice in the head. How many shell casings were discovered under her bed? 2. So this is just the evidence that the police have filed for warrants to go, and they're releasing those details within the warrants that Makayla was killed with 2 shots to her head. Okay? And they found 2 .22 caliber shell casings up under her bed. Her husband's boots were taken. Cell phones were taken, and the boots were bloodied. And they also found blood on her bed. Okay? So I'm not willing to jump to conclusions on this. Like I told you guys, I offered Frank to come on here and to give his side of the story. I can only go off on reports, but I'm just troubled by, we don't have a picture of this guy, who he looks like. We don't have any information of this person who picked her up. So my question is, where is it? Where is it? I would love to know. I would love to know, where is that picture, that image, and is the community out there looking for said person? Is the community out there looking for a killer? Because there's a killer. I did the research today, and there's only 32 people who live in Meave, Oklahoma. 32. I know 32 people. I'm sure you do too. So, when they found her body, they said 500 yards away from her home. So, a guy comes, supposedly, picks her up. He walks her out. Makayla says it's none of your business. He picks her up, I guess assuming that this person killed her, and had a rug in their car and put her down a ravine 500 yards away from her home. Shell casings under her bed. Her husband's rifle, 22 caliber rifle, was recently fired. They took that. I don't understand. And, you know, if there's a killer out there, I would hope that the husband is doing everything in everything in his power to go after. But I don't want to accuse anyone of any crimes. I'm just basically stating the facts. This is not making sense logically. Okay? It's not making sense. So, I don't know what you guys say. Because it's not making sense to me anymore. I was very open and objective, unless there's more information that I know of. But to find the bullets up under, we don't know if those bullets match the bullets that came from her body. But this is a lot of, it can't be too circumstantial. This is a lot of evidence that's happening right now. 2 shell casings up on her bed, blood. The husband had bloody shoes that they removed. This is crazy. W said, were the bullets in her skull, the 22? They did not say, they just said that she was shot twice in the head. Renee, you said, how many dates did she have in marriage, in an open marriage, since they've only been married for a year and a couple months? From my understanding, the reports was her husband said this was her first date. That's what it said. Kay, you said, I think it was the husband. Okay. I mean, you guys are entitled to your own thoughts. I just, you know, this is not looking good, but my heart goes out for those kids. My heart goes out for their parents. And I just wanted to come out here and give you guys an update on this story. And hopefully we will have something more tangible from the sheriff department. And I don't know if OSBI is involved with this or not. I don't know. I don't know. There are blood samples, and I'm sure the sheriff department doesn't have a lab, so OSBI has to process that information. So I guess we have to see what's going on. W said jealousy is a big red flag and the reason for a husband might kill for. Possibly, but at this point the husband is saying that he's not a suspect. So we have to go off on what they said. They have not made any arrests. They have not said that there's a suspect. But here's the crazy part. The police has not even mentioned of a suspect at all. They just collecting data. But to me, I'm going to be honest with you guys, they're dropping breadcrumbs like crazy. They're just drizzling breadcrumbs. So, I don't know. You're welcome to listen. I just wanted to bring this up. I think we need to find these family members need closure. By the way, after his video, the sister called into the news station and said that he was lying. So that's where Makayla's sister called in, and that's what she said. But again, I'm just trying to give both sides, be objective. But I want you guys to understand that this is crazy. Renee, you said, who rug is it? Which home did it come out of? His or hers? It's a quick question because, you know, DNA is all over rugs. It's hard to get rid of DNA over rugs. W said they're trying to make us solid case maybe. Yes, I do believe that they are slow walking this case because they need to make sure whomever this person is that they've dotted their I's and crossed their T's and gotten all the results back. But today's information as far as Makayla being shot in the head with 2 shots, and then there's casings up under her bed. So whoever did that did not take the time out to hide the evidence. Amir, we're talking about Makayla Byers. She was killed in Potawatomi County. She lived in that area. She was a school teacher, or where she was a teacher's aide. She was killed last week. They had her funeral on Saturday. So that's what we're talking about here. You can just research that in reference to that. And they have not found the killer in Oklahoma. They haven't found out who killed her. Renee, you said, when did this open relationship start in the marriage? You know, everyone is saying that there was not an open relationship. They're saying that the only person that's saying that was an open marriage was the husband. And I'm not in a polyamorous relationship. I don't know much about it other than what I've been told. But one of the things that I have heard was that polyamorous people have rules, and they have a set of rules, and it's all about respect and boundaries. So for Makayla to say, you know, that's none of your business, that's attitude, bro. I mean, you know, so if she's going to say that, then apparently there's a problem. First of all, let's just logically put it out there, okay? To me, and my point is that you get married a year and a half ago. What was the issue that caused her to live separate? I know you didn't get married to decide to live in separate homes. I know that's not what happened. So why did you decide to get married? And so why did Makayla decide to say, I want my own space, right? And then you say that they're in an open marriage, but then when the date comes, you're there, right? And you're there, and Makayla says it's none of your business. And so those are questions that I'm having. Is like, that's not really characteristics of an open marriage. An open marriage is very open. They're very open together. Renee, you said, does anyone in the area have surveillance cameras? That's a good question. I'm pretty sure that the police are looking, but I need them to hurry up. Debbie said that's because temporarily will shine the light, everything else besides him. Have they ever lived together? That I don't know. And that's why I was hoping that he comes on so that he can answer some of these questions. You know, I don't, you know, I always tell people you're innocent until proven guilty, and but you know, we still have questions. And I believe that the community in Meave and the school, these people want answers. And they took her teacher, you know, from her. They took their teacher. And the fact that you killed Makayla whoever killed Makayla in a heinous manner, 2 shots to the head. I mean, that is a non-suffering kill. Wrapped her up in a blanket, threw her into a ravine. Okay, guys, I'm going to go out on a limb. This is speaking passion. This is speaking passion kill. Okay? This is what this is doing. This is speaking passion kill. And passion kills are from people who you know of. So yeah. All right, guys. I don't want to ramble. I just want to make sure you guys got the information. Amir, you said, are there folks on the ground they're standing for justice? Amir, that's the question. That's a good question. I believe that they did have a vigil. And from my understanding, they didn't want the husband to be a part of the vigil. And I hope that there are more people that stand on the ground. But I'm not sure. I know that people are wanting justice, but I'm not sure. I don't know if they have a lot of activism there, but I'm not sure. Renee, you said, does his family work at Potawatomi County Police Sheriff? Good question. I don't know. I don't know the relationship. I know you asking these questions. Rochelle, you said 500 yards away from the home, no shots heard. Good question. That's a crazy question. Was it in the middle of the night? Was it somewhere? That's a great question. No one heard nothing. No, I mean, there's videos. I mean, I'm sure somebody got a Ring camera. We live in a place where somebody caught something. So I would definitely say, let's just pray for their family and pray for justice to be served, because people want answers, and we need to have an arrest, because honestly, there's a killer out there. And I think that's very important. And those kids need answers. That community needs answers. Those kids that's in the school system, they're really torn up by this. And you can imagine, she taught kindergarten. These kids don't understand that stuff. One day she's here, the next day she's not. And then you hear all in the press how she died and wrapped up in a blanket. I mean, come on, this is crazy. This is crazy. So I hope that the sheriff department really do their due diligence, and I really hope they hurry up and make this arrest. But I want them to make sure they got all the evidence. But I swear to y'all, they keep dripping and dripping and dripping evidence. So whomever it is, they about to get caught. All right, y'all be good. Thank you. I'm traveling, so y'all be good. I'm in the car. So y'all be strong. If I hear anything, I'm gonna let y'all know. All right, peace out. Share this video.